environmental sustainability. There are so many examples. For instance, in Louth, the Interact Club of Kevix has reached out to a fellow Interact club over in Canton, north of Atlanta in Georgia. Both Interact clubs are sponsored by Rotary clubs, and exciting projects have been created which include designing and making prosthetics using 3D technology, supporting primary to secondary school transition, and supporting care home residents suffering from dementia. This all started during the pandemic. COVID restrictions were not an issue, having Zoom calls to get all this off the ground. That feels like a large headline-grabbing project. But you know what? It's not just those headline-grabbing projects that matter. Sometimes the most profound impact comes from small acts of kindness. Rotary kids in the district have raised pockets of money to support local hospices, local children's wards in local hospitals. The ripple effect is profound. When a young person leads a project, they inspire their peers, their families, and their communities. They gain confidence, they develop their skills, and they learn the value of empathy and responsibility. In each project, whether it be small or large, we see the embodiment of unity in action, a community coming together for the greater good. These youth projects are not just about helping others, it's about empowering the next generation of leaders. By giving young people the tools and opportunities to serve, we are investing in our future. This is where Ryla, Youth Sales, Rotary Kids, Interact play such a big part in shaping the future of young people. And I feel we are leaving a legacy with these projects. We leave a legacy which is a tapestry of stories, of challenges met with courage, of needs answered with compassion, and of dreams realised through shared effort. We know that every young person, regardless of background, has something valuable to contribute. And we show them that the world is not indifferent to their energy, rather, it depends on it. So I feel that as Rotarians, it's a privilege to mentor, support, and celebrate the achievements of our youth and youth projects. Their ideas may be bold, their methods might be unconventional, but their passion is undeniable. In fostering their growth, we are affirming our commitment to Rotary and the communities we serve. We become learners as well as teachers. It's not just about providing opportunities to young people, it's about giving them the best start in life. Whether it is through the Rotary Kickback Scheme, through Coats for Kids, or appreciating how dementia can have an impact on young people, we always strive to give back and create a better world, not just for ourselves, but for the world around us. Now, I hasten to add, whilst many of us may not be young in body, and I include myself in that, we are young in mind and spirit. This is evidenced by all our fantastic projects in the district, whether it be the 5-kilometre walk in Leeds for Alzheimer's research, through to the annual carers holiday here in Scarborough, the outdoor cinema organised by Knaresborough Revolutionaries, tree planting in Doncaster, Santa Dashes in Louth and Skipton. These projects show our resilience but also leave a lasting impact. So you know what? Let's unite. Unite for good, champion our projects, lend our experience and share our wisdom. Together across generations, we are a powerful force for positive change, far greater than the sum of our parts. So today I invite you to think of one young person whose life you may have touched or has touched you. Reach out to them after this conference and ask them what they dream of. How do they dream about changing the world? Listen to their ideas, encourage them and mentor them. For in their hands lies the future of Rotary and indeed the promise of a better world. So please do enjoy today. Have a great time, have those conversations, and have a great conference. Thank you. I would now like to introduce Jennifer Angus, who is the International Service Chairman for In a Wheel. I will now pass you over to Jennifer. Thank you.
Good morning. As you just heard, my name is Jennifer, and I am a member of In a Wheel, a very proud member. Now, some people don't really understand what we are about, and quite frankly, do not understand our relevance in today's society. Hopefully, at the end of this speech, you will understand not only are we relevant, but we are a force to be reckoned with. As you can see from the slide, our objects are similar to those of Rotary. We are a worldwide organisation of women. We have 5 representatives in the United Nations, in New York, Geneva and Vienna, giving advice on rights for women, children and families. We give women a voice. We stand for diversity, equity and integrity. And so, on to the main part of my speech. In a Wheel is now part of Orange the World, which is United Nations global campaign led by United Nations women. The colour orange was chosen as it was felt that it was the colour of hope, of new beginnings. It may also be that the UN women who have led the campaign, many of them come from the Netherlands. The goal of the campaign is to end violence against women and girls by 2030. In a Wheel joined the campaign in 2024. The days of action start on the 25th of November, International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. Doesn't mention girls there. And ends on the 10th of December, which is Human Rights Day. It emphasises that the violation of women and girls is a violation of human rights. How many people here have heard of Orange the World? Well, I can't actually see you, but before this weekend, I wouldn't have thought it was that many. Well, this is what the campaign is all about. It's not about raising money, it's about raising awareness. The impact of In a Wheel is that far more people throughout the world know about it. These statistics are quite horrific. 1 in 3 women worldwide experience mental, physical, or sexual violence. It is a global problem. However, many crimes are not reported, especially in Britain, for various reasons. It could be a sense of shame, or not wanting to go through the trauma of added trauma of a trial that may take ages to get to court, with the perpetrator still in the community. Or it could be victim blaming. She shouldn't have been drinking, she shouldn't have walked down that dark street, etc. As it says, 3 in 5 women murdered worldwide were killed by partners or family members. When I tell you that that equates to, on average, 141 women per day killed by family members, you can begin to see the size of the problem. In 2024, sexual violence crimes against women were 28% in the Netherlands. That's over a quarter. 33% in Denmark. 41% in Sweden. I couldn't get the figures for the UK. We often think that this is more of a third world problem than in our civilized Western culture. At an inner wheel meeting in Europe, they had a speaker about violence against women. The organizer was sat on a table of 8 women, and one of the women at the table said, yes, it's terrible, but it didn't happen to people like us. The organizer said she looked round and 2 women on the table were quietly crying. Yes, it does happen to us. It happens to 1 in 3 women. The problem is not an easy one to solve. If it was, it had already been solved. It often has to cross cultural and religious barriers. It also has to create awareness, as many men and boys may not realize that their behavior has an impact on women. We need to work towards a mind shift in how we interact with each other. We also need to stop the cycle of abuse, as it can be intergenerational. Children raised in violence can grow up to expect violence or even become abusers themselves. Yes, the problem is huge, and it has many facets: sexual assault, rape, harassment, coercion, lack of equity, FGM, etc. It's not just a women's problem, it's a societal issue. Now here, I must emphasize that most of the offenders are men, but not all men. In fact, the vast majority of men are not offenders. For our campaign to work, we need men to stand with us. Now, it's not all negative, because there is hope. As women in Inner Wheel, we stand together with the victims. They have to know that they are not alone, and men can do their bit by being positive role models and calling out any behavior that could be detrimental to women. Think about the women in your lives, mothers, sisters, daughters, etc. How can you make sure that they are free from harm? How can you make sure that your daughters and granddaughters grow up in a society that values women, a society where any form of violence against women and girls is completely unacceptable? Let us be aware of the problem. Let us listen to concerns. And above all, let us talk about the problem. Let us create that ripple effect of understanding so that we all become part of the solution. As it says, if we stand together, we can eradicate violence against women and girls throughout the world. Just think about the amazing things Rotary did and still do with its polio campaign. Our campaign can be just as effective. It just takes the will of the people to change the mindset. So what are we doing to effect awareness? This is our first year of action in District 4, so first we needed to come up with some ideas. Well, these were just a few of ideas. We're still waiting confirmation for some of them to be put into progress. So far, it seems not much, but it's a start. We have agreement for Otley Parish Church to be lit up, agreement for Leeds Town Hall, Civic Hall, and Museum to be lit up in orange, and we are meeting in Leeds on the 25th to give out cards to both increase awareness and how to get help if needed. Our Western clubs have Wayne House Tower lit up, and they will be meeting in the Peace Hall on the 25th. Our partners in Holbeck Together will also be spreading the word. Many clubs around the world, including clubs in Great Britain and Ireland, are organising walks and runs. Other ideas were to bring the message to Rotary. We can tick that one off. Also, if any Rotary club would like us to speak at a meeting, just ask us. We are women. We've got a lot more to say. There is one other idea that you can start us off with, and that is our pledge. In the folder, my folder just disintegrated a minute ago, so I can't show you it at the moment, but it will be on the stand. It reads, I pledge that I will always respect women and girls, and that I will stand up for their right to live their lives free from all forms of violence and discrimination. I also urge all governments to ensure their laws and law enforcement also do the same. Thank you so much to those who have already signed it, and if you haven't, please come to the inner wheel store to sign the pledge. Your granddaughters will thank you for it. Now, this is just a couple of, three places that were lit up overseas last year, and we have another 2. I've forgotten where they are, sorry. But they are all international. Now, this is just a pro forma of the letter sent out to us for buildings to be lit up. There's also going to be a press release sent to the clubs. Now, if anyone here, you can help us. If you have any contacts for buildings to be lit up, please let me know, because these are orange buildings lit up around the world. So you see, we are relevant for today's society. We are women of action. We are a force for good in today's society, which needs us, Rotary and Inner Wheel, more than ever. Stand with us and make an impact. We are walking for awareness, but most of all, we are rallying for a cause. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Jennifer. It is really interesting to hear about the work that Inner Wheel is doing, and I feel like we can do some partnership working there. So next, we actually have a panel discussion. We have Hannah, Elvis and Kudzi, who are Rylarians, as well as Blanca Rios, who has done the Masters in Peace, Conflict and Development. So, if I can invite to the stage, we will start having a chat. Now, we do need to get microphones for people, so our able assistant, we will get them for you. We have the technology. Right, so we have Blanca at the end, we've got Kudzi, then we've got Elvis, and we've got Hannah. So, my first question is to Blanca. Many in the room may have gone to the Peace Seminar that we have in Bradford every year. And we are always wowed by the passion of the Peace students. But can you tell us, what was the course really like?
Thank you, Anne. Good morning, everyone. So, I found the master truly transformative. And it wasn't just the theory or knowledge, which has been really useful, but something deeper, empathy. So let me explain you. When you watch news about conflicts or wars on the screen from the comfort of your home, you can imagine how it feels like, but it doesn't mean that you really understand it. So before coming here, I knew about conflicts, war, but I had never had the opportunity to meet someone from Palestine, Ukraine, Africa, Egypt, Kashmir, all these countries that have so many issues. So when I met them, these amazing people, and they became like my family, we had these deep conversations where we shared different things, and they were vulnerable, and I could understand their perspectives, their pains, and something inside me really changed. So that's when I understood what peace really means. And it means that empathy, to connect with each other without judging, but coming together to really try to find solutions to challenge these structures that are still there and still affecting so many people.
Fabulous. You clearly have a fan base. Now, I have a similar question to our Rylarians. Now, many Rotary clubs sponsor you to go on the course and have an inkling of what happens on the course. But what was it really like? Who would like to answer that first? Hannah?
I'll go first for that one. So it was a very difficult course, like emotionally and physically. You had to get up very, very early to the sound of a ringing bell and the national anthem. It's a unanimous statement. But it was an absolute highlight of my holidays, really. It was something I'm very glad I went ahead and did because it has taught me so much. I've made friends and memories that I doubt I'll be losing for a very long time.
Oh, fabulous, fabulous. And how about the others on the panel? Elvis?
Yeah. Hi, thanks for the opportunity. The course was really an impactful one, waking up very early. You've got the physical, the mental, and the emotional challenges. It was something I didn't really expect that was going to be that much of a memory, but it's been an absolute blast since then, and I made real friends. The memories are just on there, going every time, waking up very early, and the sarcasm of Paul having to bring us tea and coffee in the morning. We thought it was real at first, but it was just all sarcasm. But yeah, it was a great opportunity, and I'm really glad I went on the course.
Oh, fabulous. And Goodsy? I think you're on.
First of all, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kuzai, and I came to England like 2 years ago. I don't know much of the things that happen in England, but I want to be very involved, want to participate in many things. So when I first hear of Rotary, I was actually wondering what's that about. It was a leadership course. Then I said, oh, let me join it. I was actually confused when I actually joined it, but when I joined the course, when I did the course, I think I achieved the leadership qualities and the teamwork qualities that were given to us out there when participating with new people. You don't even know their names. But the first day when I arrived at Rotary, the activities we were doing allowed us to come together as a team, as a community that would allow us to be together, to be strong. And mainly, I want to say that the biggest skill I achieved from Rotary was a leadership skill and a communication skill. It actually resulted in me wanting to get more involved in Rotary activities. For example, now I want to be like a Rotary membership for the clubs that sponsored me and stuff like that. Thank you very much.
That deserves a round of applause. So we clearly have budding Rotarians on the stage. This is music to everybody's ears. Now I want to come back to Blanca. There's a practical element to the master's course. What was that like?
Okay, so my international internship was the cherry on top of the program because I had the opportunity to go anywhere to learn and improve my skills wherever I wanted. So I decided to visit for first time Asia, and I went to Sri Lanka and Cambodia. In Sri Lanka, I was participating in an organization called Center of Justice and Equality, and I learned about the challenges that in Sri Lanka women experience in terms of gender equality, and it was amazing experience because this is a topic I really like. And the second experience was in Cambodia, and I was part of world fish. There I had the opportunity to do a field research. So I went and talked to the communities, I understood their perspectives in the participation of women in the food system governance. So this last experience especially was really valuable for two things. First, because it was the foundation to do my dissertation, and second, because it reaffirmed my passion to address food insecurity.
Right, right. And so have you taken what you did on that practical, and are you doing something now in that sphere? What are you doing now is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, thank you. So since April, I had the privilege to be part of an amazing project called Food Savers in Bradford, alongside alongside incredible people such as Maria and Julie, who are here with us today, and they really inspire me a lot. So in this organization, basically, I am leading the expansion of the Nourishing Community Voucher Scheme. This scheme has been run for 2 years, and now we are trying to expand in all Bradford. So it basically adopts a cash-first approach to help people who are experiencing food insecurity, prioritizing asylum seekers and people with mental health issues to access to fresh and nutritious food with dignity and choice. So we also help them to improve their eating habits and supporting local economies. This experience has been great also because I also have had the opportunity to lead some of the research and understand more about England and Bradford. So being from Colombia, sometimes we see that England is this perfect country that doesn't have any issues, but that's how we see you guys. However, when I came here, I learned that literally around us, there are a lot of poverty and hunger, and people are struggling a lot. So that's why I feel very privileged to be in this team and helping people to access to food like is a basic human right. So yeah, that's what I have.
Thank you. Thank you. Now coming back to the Rylarians, you were all set a challenge of making a difference. So what have you been doing so far, or your future plans about making a difference? Hannah?
I personally, before Ryla, was a member of a charity called the York Rescue Boat. They are a surf life-saving based charity who provide water safety on the River Ouse in York. York Rescue Boat, York. And Ryla has really expanded on what I know about that. It has expanded my way of thinking to know that I'm very thankful every day that I got the opportunity to go on Ryla and to see the things I did and experience the things I did. Not everybody has that opportunity. It's pushed me further to think about the world around me and the experiences that I have that other people don't have. Hopefully in the next year or so, I'll be going out to Malawi, Africa, with a charity called Embedza. I've been on the course before, but I wanted to go as an independent again this year, hopefully. And Ryla's kind of pushed me to make that decision to go that this is a thing that I can do because I can do a lot of things because Ryla's given me a lot more confidence.
Oh, fabulous, fabulous. Yes. And Elvis?
Before now, I've been involved in like some charities, but I've not really put myself out there very much in terms of confidence and leadership and all teamwork. But after the whole Rotary Club, I sort of built up my confidence more on my leadership skills more. Like when I was in school, there's something I've been doing right before Rotary, helping out in the places that I have to do is organizing cell groups and sorts like that. But I've not really been outspoken that much. But after the Rotary Club, I found myself putting myself out there more, bringing my ideas more, and doing all sort of things that a leader is actually meant to do. And in terms of teamwork, because in Rotary, when we did the whole teamwork thing and the whole encouragement, it helped me. And then I had a jig of Edinburgh afterwards. That was last weekend actually. Yeah. So everything which I've learned from the Rotary, leadership, teamwork, encouragement, I put them all down in the jig of Edinburgh, and it was a lot better than when we did the whole practice one. And then moving forward, I'm looking to get myself more involved and put myself out there more to the world, because if I can remember, some of the organizers there had to make me scream in the middle of a desert just so I can bring out my voice, because most times I put my voice in and they're like, no, I need to put my voice out there, and which is what I'm walking towards after the Rotary. It was such a great experience.
Fabulous, fabulous. And Kuchi?
Yeah. As for me, before Rotary, I was already a leader before in my school, one in England and one in Africa. So I had the experience of what being a leader is, but I think during my experience at Ryla, it's allowed me to see some of the things I was missing, as for me personally. And also, I do some volunteering myself. I volunteer for a sanctuary where we go as a school, every 6 weeks we provide clothes, food for sanctuary for people who came to England who don't have anything. We just provide basic human needs a person needs who's in trouble. I also do that with officers because we go to the same school. And I think after Ryla, so far I've been promoted to be a leader in my school library. They've been giving me a badge so far, so that's the biggest accomplishment I've done so far. Soon after Ryla, I've been a leader in my library, and I think that was last week Friday when they gave me the thing. And finally, I want to be a civil engineer, and most of the things, the buildings that are in England, they result in many different things that could harm people. For example, these buildings, the people are displaced, many things are there. I want to pursue my dream and make civil engineering more good rather than resulting in many negative ways. For example, actually, I think my time is running out over here, so I'm just going to stop.
You're
Thank you very
passionate,
much.
clearly very passionate. Thank you. So that ends our first panel discussion of the day. I think we should have another round of applause for our guests today. They've done fantastic. So yes, thank you. And we will exit stage left. Thank you. So we are cantering straight on to our next speaker, which is somebody who is involved. He's called Matt Everett, and he's Community Engagement Officer, I think that's his correct title, for Bradford Park Avenue Community Foundation. There has been this project that has grown, and it's called Rotary Kickback. I'm not going to do it justice. I'm going to bring Matt on, and he will tell you all about it, how it's been going over the last 6 months. Many thanks.
Thank you. Matthew Everett with 1T, and I'm here today representing Bradford Park Avenue Football Club. I'm the Community Director at the Bradford Park Avenue Sports Foundation, the charity arm of Bradford Park Avenue. Bradford Park Avenue is a professional football club. We play in Tier 8, non-league football. But the charity arm of the club, I'm pleased to say, we really are punching above our weight. And today, I have the privilege of sharing with you one of our relatively new projects called the Rotary Kickback Project. You see, the Rotary Kickback Project is delivered in partnership with Rotary, simply because some months ago, our paths crossed. Bradford Park Avenue was introduced to Rotary via a meeting at Bradford West, and it was a wonderful experience we had the opportunity to share an idea that we had. And the idea being that there's some challenges on the streets, and we are passionate about using football and sport in general as a vehicle and a driver to really inspire and engage young people across all communities, but also understanding that there's challenges out there, social and economic challenges that sometimes act as a barrier for young people to partake and engage in football-based activities. We became corporate members, and when I say we, the football club took up a membership and also the foundation that we split across Bradford Bronte and Bradford West. And I think this story truly illustrates in such a short space of time what impact that we can have by working together. Young people in Bradford, they're at risk of antisocial behaviour. Like most parts of the country, there really are limited safe spaces in certain postcodes for young people to engage in positive physical activity, with a difference, in a safe space with role models that can support them on the journey and allow them to connect with other people and develop really good life skills and leadership skills. Rotary stepped in and has allowed us to mobilise a project that has kind of really taken us back over the last couple of months. It's Drop-In Football with a Purpose, and we mobilised our first centre in June, whereby on week one we had 3 people, 3 participants after week one on the Rotary Kickback project. I'll go on to explain that by next month there'll be 250 young people engaging on the project. The whole purpose is about really connecting people and giving them a sense of belonging, which is one of our club values. So where are we now? We're delivering at the Kidmat Centre, BD7. We started that in June, and we now have regularly 25 young people engaging in activities each week. It's not just about football. It's about adhering to a social value on a weekly basis, allowing young people to resolve conflict, engage with each other, but also, as I'll go on to explain, connecting with other communities as well. The Horsefall, that's the home of Bradford Park Avenue. On week one, we had 9, and we've now got 15 young people registered. This is kind of a different model whereby it's twilight football. Young people are invited to come to an open access session at 9 o'clock at night because it's proven at that time crime's at a high. And these young people are coming from surrounding areas, so they're making a trip in. But the average age is about 14, 15, 16. On week one, the first participant came through the gate. I was there to greet him, and he had a balaclava on. Yeah, he took it off. And week 3 is absolutely really engaging in the activities that we're providing. Ravenscliffe BD10 was an existing programme that really lacked a little bit of direction. So we branded it up as a Rotary Kickback project. There's now 25 young people a week. A reference there that it's funded. The University of Bradford kindly have agreed over the next 12 months to allow us, under the Rotary Kickback branding, to deliver. The venue's free, and again, I'll go on to explain about some great opportunities that we're able to provide these young people to connect with the other centres. Don't stop there. Beckfoot Thornton, BD13. We start officially next week. It would have been last night, but there was some wind apparently, and some rain, and it stopped proceedings. Fantastic. 120 young people are engaging in a multi-sport activity. The youth service got in touch. They've heard about our programme via social media. We've met, we've built trust, and we've got a contract for the next year whereby I'm supplying 3 coach mentors to go in and not only deliver football sessions for 2 hours to 120 young people, but to mentor and engage and create leaders within the youth service as well, whereby we're going to support them with their football qualifications. It's fantastic. And just to give a little bit of an example in terms of some funding here, This model will generate a net of about £2,000 or just over that I can recycle back into the programme to support the disadvantaged young people that might not have been able to access these sessions, which are completely free, by the way. Wyke is another one. So I met with my colleagues in the Wyke ward from the youth service and the council, and we're looking in November to start engaging with 40 young people at Wyke. There's a limited amount of funding that they have. I've pledged to match fund that. I've got to be creative in my thinking because we need to get some money to deliver this session, but it will work. But again, wow, just an example of in several months, there's a real demand and a real need to support young people and get them off the streets. Prime time, certain times of the year, antisocial behaviour is at a huge high. Across the centres, I've done a survey. I've not got the exact figures, but I've surveyed the market, and I would say 50% of the young people have openly admitted and expressed an interest in using fireworks on bonfire night. So we're delivering sessions on bonfire night, and we're putting on an extra hour just to keep young people safe. Empowering youth, I've got Sam. Sam was a junior member of our community, then a volunteer coach, Rotary Kickback. Now it's paying for Sam to do his youth practice level 2. And Sam is a lead mentor who's expressed an interest in taking up a full-time position when it allows just delivering on Kickback alone. And this is Samia. Meet Samia. Samia is a PCSO that works at the Kidmat Centre. She supports delivery, and it really builds trust within the community as well. But I love the fact that we're really encouraging female participation, but also female mentors. She's doing a great job, and we're supporting Samia with the football qualifications at Bradford. Probably kind of real challenging member of his local community, getting involved in all sorts. And we've really he's embedded himself into the programme, comes every week. Recent visit to the stadium, from saying initially that he hates football, he had a visit and he said it was the best day of his life. I was driving the minibus at the time to take them back, and I got a lump in my throat. You know, that's what it's all about. We celebrated belonging. So this is evidence that what we do is we don't just deliver weekly football. We bring people in from different communities to engage with each other with some real social messages. On this particular day, President Jim from Bradford West is stood proudly in the centre of this photograph here. Okay, so Rotary's investment so far has been a fantastic £2,010. We have a target. However, that original business plan has gone out the window. We've achieved in 3 months what we set out to do in 2 years. We're having a rethink. But most importantly, just an illustration on there is the amount of social value that this returns. It's £281 per participant per week. It works out with events and the time that they spend with us, which is an hour and a half each week. It's about £3 a session per person. Just in brief, I've got 10 seconds left, but I do want to reference the 4-way test. Have a little think about.
Thank you, Matt, for that fantastic snapshot of how Rotary Kickback is working and doing some real good. Now, I have the pleasure of introducing the next speaker, who is Amy Meek. I met Amy about 2 years ago at a conference in Manchester, and I was blown away by her tenacity, her passion for the topic at hand. So with a fantastic round of applause, may I introduce you to Amy Meek of Kids Against Plastic. Thank you.
Hello everyone, it's so amazing to be here. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you, Anne, for the introduction. My name's Amy, I'm 22 years old, and I am the co-founder of an environmental education charity called Kids Against Plastic, and it's really awesome to be here today speaking to you all about the work that we've been doing for the last nearly 10 years now to tackle plastic pollution, but also the links that we've made with Rotary groups in our local area and more widely, and how I think that a collaboration with Rotary is something that's been really beneficial to us and hopefully to our local Rotary members as well. But before I get into it, I'd like to start by asking a bit of a question, and that is 5 years enough time for something to change? Now, for young people like myself and my younger sister, 5 years of change can mean levels unsuccessfully, and now I'm stood here today having graduated university and in the working world already. So obviously 5 years can mean quite a lot can happen. But even more terrifying is the fact that in the last 5 years, over $155 billion climate-related disasters have occurred in the US, causing considerable economic and societal costs alongside the immeasurable price of human lives. In the last 5 years, we've seen the wettest 18 months on record for England, leading to the second worst arable harvest in England since modern harvest records began. When you take into account the years and decades, in fact, that scientists